Hey there, welcome back to the Visible Audit. This channel exists for one reason, to help business owners stop losing customers to competitors already dominating page one on Google before the conversation even begins. See, most businesses do not have a service problem, they have a visibility problem. If buyers cannot find you when they are actively searching for your services, Google is simply handing those customers to someone else. So on this channel, we do live website audits and real Google searches to expose the visibility leaks, conversion leaks, and ranking opportunities most business owners never even realize are costing them leads. Here's how the process works. First, we randomly choose a local business niche. Then we randomly choose a state. After that, we perform a live Google search exactly like a real customer would. However, we use a tool called Keywords Everywhere to identify the actual high-intent search phrases buyers are typing into Google when they are ready to hire or purchase. Then we usually look for businesses sitting around page 2 of Google because these companies are often very close to major growth but are still invisible to most buyers. From there, we break down what they are doing right, what is hurting their rankings, what competitors are doing better, and how their homepage could convert more visitors into actual leads, and what simple enhancements could both help improve visibility and conversion performance. Now, in these public audits, we usually focus mostly on the homepage for educational purposes, but in a full website monetization review, we would analyze the entire site structure, service pages, metadata, conversion flow, authority positioning, keyword targeting, and overall search footprint. The goal here is simple: help businesses build page one visibility so competitors stop intercepting buyers online. So let's spin the wheel, choose today's niche, and see which business we're auditing today. And if you're a business owner watching this and want a website monetization review for your own company, check the link in the description below. Let's see where we're going. All right, excavation contractor. Now let's do a state search. Wisconsin. All right, let's go to Google. All right, so we're going to type excavation contractor Wisconsin. Now, as you can see, excavation contractor Wisconsin has 0 searches a month. That's not the actual phrase we should be targeting. Let's look at keywords everywhere to see what they got. They got integrity, grading, and excavating. That's looking like, an actual search for a company. And it looks like the only real phrase is excavating Wisconsin. So let's click on that. Now, that only gets 10 searches a month, so that's probably not the right one. This is Wagner Excavating. Let's see, A1. The one with the highest search is excavating companies in Wisconsin. So let's just see if there's any cost per click around this. I like to always look for something that has cost per click. This is more of a national phrase, excavating companies near me. So that wouldn't be the right one to go after. It looks like, let's see, construction companies, excavating. Yeah, nothing really pointing to what we would want ideally, which is search volume plus a cost per click. But in any case, anyone who ranks page 1 for excavating companies in Wisconsin is getting 20 people a month to their website. And it just could very well be that there's no one really paying for this because they haven't, no person has embarked on doing so. But it never hurts to rank page 1 for a keyword with real volume. Okay, so now let's go to page 2. And let's look for a company. Here we go. So Z-Man Trucking and Excavating. Okay, so right off the bat, I can tell you what they're doing wrong and why they're not ranking on page 1. Is because it just says Z-Man Enterprises grading and excavating services in Central, yada, yada, yada. No one cares about that. That's not what buyers are searching for. Buyers are the ones who type out 3, 4, 5, 6 words at a time, and there's verifiable volume. Now, if it comes with a cost per click, that represents that businesses are getting qualified leads, and that would be a more better organic approach. But it doesn't ever hurt to get more traffic to your website, because buyers are generally the ones typing 3, 4, 5, 6 words at a time. So forward phrase, excavating companies in Wisconsin, they should put Z-Man Enterprises, voted top let's see, Z-Man Enterprises, no colon, but put a wall, and then put, best excavating companies in Wisconsin. That's it. That's all they'd have to put in their title, and they could fly up really high. Same thing in their meta description. They don't even have a meta description. You can always tell if someone has a meta description because it stops with a period. But if it trails off with 3 dots, that's just Google pulling information off their website. So if they were to put a meta description, they could put Z-Man Enterprises is voted as one of the top excavating companies in Wisconsin, offering expert grading, excavating, and site prep in central Wisconsin. Period. That's all they would have to put, and that could fly them to the top of Google. Now let's look at their website. Okay, right off the bat, I want to commend them for having a home button. Whether it says home or it looks like home, people always come into your website from different places, and when they get ready to act, they always click on the home page to convert. The problem with their home page is they're not utilizing their top of header real estate the best way that they could. Having everything aligned left, that's okay, because most people do read websites left to right. So do Google bots. But when you're thinking about a website being a landing page designed to convert people's attention, people go from the left up here down and then over to the center. So they should just move everything to the center. And instead of "we transform properties in Wisconsin," that's super vague, super general. A realtor could put that. A construction realtor could. A developer could. So these guys are missing the boat because they're just saying something very general. "We transform properties in Wisconsin." I would say, looking to or want to work with one of the top excavating companies in Wisconsin. And then under that, so after that question, I would then put family-owned company offering grading, excavating, and site preparation, and get more information. I do want to commend them for having a button that says "get more information." That is great, but the best call to action would be "get started now." And then when the person, and make it orange background like it is, but with white writing. So when someone clicks on that, they should go to a page where they can fill out a form. Let's see. Yep. Okay, good. Perfect. So at least it goes to the right page, but it should say "get started now." Okay. Now coming down the page, all the rest looks really good except their phone number. Oh, I didn't even think their phone number was clickable, to be honest. It needs to be blue and underlined. It should not be hovered underlined. It should be blue and underlined so that it looks like an actual link I can click on. So that needs to be fixed. This call phone number here should be, something better. Just having a call number doesn't tell you what's going to happen when you make the call. I would say, get started, speak to a live, customer service agent. Speak to a sales rep or something like that. And then when the person clicks on it, it dials the number. Don't just put call, phone number and have that be a button. Okay, now coming down the page, everything looks really good. I love this. I love that they have a page for each one of their services. That's really good. They did a really good job having a frequently asked questions on the home page here. Again, their button calls to action need to change. But overall, I would rate this website an 8 out of 10. All they have to do is fix their buttons and fix their headline and move it over to the center, and this would convert. And then, of course, do the metadata, actions that I recommended at the beginning of this audit if they want to move up to the first page of Google and start getting actual traffic that converts. So again, if you own a website similar to this, or if you're in a business in excavating and grading, you need to follow my advice, because that is the only way you're going to rank higher, and stop letting your competitors steal your customers before the conversation even begins. I'll be back again with another Visible Audit. Thanks again for watching. Cheers.